forward, fellas. Go salute. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
September 11th, 10 years ago, was a Tuesday night. Our troop had its meeting. I guess you could say it was Tuesday night, therefore we had to be at Scouts. Also, we could read into that we weren't going to stop doing what we were doing just because of what was done to us.
Early on the morning of September 11, 2001, 19 terrorists took control of 4 commercial airliners en route to San Francisco and Los Angeles after takeoff from Boston, Newark, and Washington, D.C. At 8:46 a.m., hijackers crashed American Airlines Flight 11 into the World Trade Center's North Tower. At 9:03 a.m., United Airlines Flight 175 crashed into the South Tower. At 9:37 a.m., American Airlines Flight 77 crashed into the outer ring of the Pentagon. After passengers tried to retake control of the plane, United Airlines Flight 93 crashed at 10:03 a.m. outside Shanksville, Pennsylvania. It is believed Flight 93's ultimate target was either the Capitol building or the White House. Days later, the official death count would reach 2,977 innocent lives. This is more than the total population of Shapley. 411 of these people were emergency responders. Please bow your head for a moment of silence.
When it happened, we really didn't know what was going on because we were in a meeting, and we just walked out of the Pentagon when the fire alarm went off, and we thought, we went to the center courtyard there and just waited around to expecting to go back to our rooms. And then later on, we were ushered out into the parking lot, and only then did we realize that, what was happening. And then a couple of radios were on at the time, and we could find out what was going on. And then they didn't allow us back in the Pentagon, and we finally didn't get back to our office for almost 2 more weeks. It really was amazing because it almost took us we were there, and many of us didn't realize for an hour what was happening. And some of the people that when we came out to the courtyard, they had plaster on their hair, and we were trying to figure out what it was that was going on, because if you don't know much about the Pentagon, you're at various portions of it, and we were almost in the inner portion of the Pentagon, and still the shockwave was enough to knock plaster off the ceilings. Well, I didn't personally know any of the people who passed away, but a fair number of people were injured. Those people I did know, and of course they really didn't realize until much later in the day what was going on. And so it's a kind of appreciate the fact that you all remember things like this, which is part of my own experience from the past. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Remember, but it was very similar with a country united when the United States was attacked at Pearl Harbor. My wife's father was there during that attack, and thankfully he survived. But we have to remember, and remember this day, remember 10 years ago, and remember it for the rest of your life, because it's so important. There is good that comes out of bad. It unifies us, it brings us together. And what you guys are experiencing is not just leadership, but your camaraderie and your fellowship through scouting will stay with you forever.
Remember, after 9/11, you drive down the road and all you saw out in front of houses was the American flag. So we should start putting our flags back out to remind us that we are one country. We are united, no matter what happens.
But the stripes of these flags are called flags of honor, or the flag of honor. The stripes of these flags are made up of the people who died on 9/11. It's a list of names. It's alphabetical by the event, so the first one starts off with Flight 11. There were a lot of brothers and relatives that were lost. Fire departments had a lot of, in New York City, as if any town, fire and rescue and police can be a family, almost a family business. You'll have fathers, grandfathers, kids, uncles, cousins, nephews, all from the same family. There are a lot of names that are the same one after the other. Doesn't mean they were all related, but a lot of them were. Today we mark the 10th anniversary of the events of 9/11. I hesitate to call it an anniversary because it's not something we celebrate. Nonetheless, it is a defining event in our American history, one that changed our nation and changed us as individuals. It is an event that needs to be remembered, just not because of the evil that caused it, but also because of the hope that resulted from it. Hope that we as American people can unite together and make our nation a better place to live. Quote, "Time is passing, yet for the United States of America there is no forgetting September the 11th. We will remember every rescuer who died in honor. We will remember every family that lives in grief. We will remember the ash and the fire and the last phone calls and the funerals of the children." Unquote, as George W. Bush, President. Our founding fathers were not cowards. They made immense sacrifices to establish this great nation in freedom. Not at the least was going to war with an enemy of that freedom. All of those who have fought in the subsequent wars and conflicts, and those that are fighting today, have continued to make sacrifices in order to defend these original ideas. Even now, our civil servants, firefighters, medical technicians, and police are making sacrifices to maintain this freedom. So, Scouts, we are part of a great tradition, building character, service to our country and our fellow man. I am so proud to be one of the leaders of this great tradition, and look forward to you, who will become and what you will become in the future as you live by the Scout Oath and the Scout Law. Thank you very much for coming and attending.